The first time I noticed something strange. It was small, a mug out of place, a chair slightly turned toward the window. I told myself I was being careless, that I must have left it that way in a hurry. But as days passed, those little things began to pile up. The air in my house started to feel different, like someone had been breathing it before me. I began to sense a faint scent of unfamiliar cologne in the hallway. Not mine, not anyone I knew. It lingered, especially near the living room door. Each time I came home from work, I felt watched, even before unlocking the door. I started checking the locks twice, sometimes 3 times. They were never broken, never forced. Yet things kept changing. The bathroom mirror once had a faint fingerprint, smeared like someone had leaned too close. The remote control sat on the wrong armrest. My cat, Luna, hissed at the corner near the coat rack for no reason. That was when my heart began to tighten. Each night I stopped sleeping soundly. My dreams were filled with footsteps echoing in my hallway, soft, steady, like someone knew exactly where to step to avoid the creaking floorboard. One morning I decided to act. I placed a small camera on the bookshelf, hidden between 2 old novels, another inside the kitchen vent facing the hallway. I left for work, my mind restless, my chest heavy with dread. The day stretched endlessly. When I returned, I hesitated at the door. Everything looked the same, too much the same. I sat down, pretending to scroll through my phone, but my heart raced with a pulse that I could feel in my throat. I opened the footage. The screen flickered. The clock read 11:42 a.m., and there he was, my neighbor Mr. Kalin, walking through my front door with a spare key, calm, comfortable as if he lived here. He looked around slowly, his eyes resting on the walls, the photos, the couch. Then he smiled. He took off his shoes and sat down right where I sit every evening. He switched on the television, poured himself a glass of water from my kitchen sink, and then he went into my bedroom. I felt cold spread through my hands as I watched. He opened drawers, lifted my clothes, looked through my bedside table. He even paused to stare at a picture of me and my sister. His fingers brushed across my face in the photo. He whispered something, but the camera had no sound. It took me a moment to breathe again. My house had not been mine for weeks. He had been inside it, inside my space, inside my silence. The next morning I waited at home. I called in sick. The clock moved slowly toward 11:42 a.m. I sat in the corner of the kitchen, hidden behind the counter, my heart steady but my palms damp. Right on time, the key turned. The door opened. The same calm footsteps crossed my hallway. He looked around again. Same slow smile. He set his keys down on the table and walked toward the living room. I stepped out quietly, each movement careful, deliberate. He did not see me at first. He hummed softly as he adjusted the curtains. Then he turned. Our eyes met. For a moment, neither of us spoke. His face froze, color draining from his cheeks. He stuttered something I could not understand. The air between us felt sharp, almost metallic. I told him to sit down. He did. My voice was calm, but my pulse thundered in my ears. He tried to explain. Said he had found the spare key under my doormat weeks ago. He said he just wanted to look around. He said my house made him feel peaceful. His words tangled into a web of excuses, each one thinner than the last. I stared at him, my hands trembling, peaceful. He had entered my home, my safe place, my quiet. I told him to leave. He nodded, eyes wide, and walked backward toward the door. When he left, I locked it twice. Then I sat on the floor, feeling the weight of the stillness. Every sound in the house seemed to echo differently. The refrigerator's hum, the wind pressing against the window. Even Luna's soft purring felt distant, uncertain. That night I moved the couch. I took down the photos. I packed a small bag and sat by the door until morning. The house no longer felt like mine. It felt like a place that had watched something I could never forget. So I decided to leave. Not just the house, the neighborhood. The street that once felt safe now carried the rhythm of his footsteps. As I drove away, I looked in the rearview mirror one last time, and for a brief moment, I thought I saw someone standing at my window, watching, still smiling. It has been months since I left that house. I live in a small apartment now, far from that quiet street. The locks here are new, the windows sealed, but sometimes when I come home after work, I still pause before opening the door. The air feels heavy, as if someone has just walked out, and in those moments, I remember that peace can be broken not by noise, but by the softest step on a floor that once was yours.